بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن نبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا my brothers in Islam. We're going to start inshallah today with the 37th lesson of Arabiyyah to Bayna Yadayk, book 1, part 1 of the new version inshallah, and we altogether have finished the 8th page and we're going to the 9th page inshallah, as-safhatu at-tasi'atu, the 9th page inshallah. We see on the top of the page mufradatun idafiyatun. You can read after me. Mufradatun idafiyatun. Al-ardu. So we have first of all the word mufradatun, what is a well-known word to you now, and that is vocabulary. Idafiyatun, additional. So we have additional vocabulary. We have additional vocabulary. We have extra vocabulary. And it comes from the verb, because idafiyatun is a noun. You can see that of the two dhamma at the end, because there is no verb in the world with two dhamma. It's only one. Adafa Khalidun, this is the root, it's he added, Adafas he added, so Khalidun added, Sukkaran fi shayi. Adafa Khalidun, Sukkaran fi shayi. What does that mean? Khalid added sugar in the tea. Idan, so Adafa is the root form, Adafa is the he form past tense. والمضارع, the present tense, يضيف, he adds, أضف, add, command. And then we have the masdar, إضافة, adding or additional or addition. And now I think that the masdar is called genitive construction. This is the word for masdar. Like I said, it's very difficult English. It's very, very difficult English. So I just call it the main noun or the noun of the verb. Infinitive, verbal noun, nomen verbi. Anyway, فهو, so it's the فهو مضيف, so he's the adder, is the اسم فاعل, والمفعول مضاف, the added. So مضيف is the adder, the one who adds, والمفعول مضاف, the added. السكر مضاف إلى الشاي, the sugar is added to the tea. إذن مفردات إضافية. إضافية is additional. Okay? It's a bit different than إضافة, what's adding. Because here it's a na'tun, it's an adjective, so the noun gets a little bit slightly different form with the extra ya. Anyway, this is all extra information. Mufradatun idafiyatun means extra or additional vocabulary. Al-ardu, the display. And one more thing. نسمع كثيرا في النحو العربي كلمة مضاف. We hear a lot. نسمع كثيرا, we hear a lot. في النحو في النحو العربي, in the Arabic grammar. كلمة, the word مضاف. This is a word that is very common. Just like in English, when you study grammar, you come a lot across the word verb or subject or object or pronoun. Likewise, when you study the Arabic grammar, you come across this word many times, and this is the word mudafun. Okay. Likewise, the word mudafun ilayhi. So these two words, they're very common, mudafun and mudafun ilayhi. So there are two different words, but they go together. Whenever you have the mudaf, you normally have the mudafun ilayhi. Okay. وهي تعني, and it means the governing word, talking about the English term of it, the governing word, that's mudafun, and the governed noun of a genitive. This is the mudafun ilayhi. I prefer to say it like this. Mudafun is the added, and mudafun ilayhi is the added to. Okay. So, for example, Kitabu Khalidin, the book of Khalid. Kitabu is the added, and Khalidin is the added to. So the book is added to Khalid. And this is the literally meaning of the word. Another benefit. فائدة ثانية. بالإضافة إلى. This is a phrase what is used by the Arabs, and it means تعني, it means in addition to, along with, as well as. It's a very important phrase. بالإضافة إلى, and then you're mentioning what you're going to mention. In addition to, along with, as well as. فائدة ثالثة, a third benefit. يجب إبقاء اللسان داخل الفم عند نطق حرف الضاد. يجب, it's a must, to keep the tongue داخل الفم, inside the mouth, عند, when pronouncing the letter الضاد. So when you say إضافية, you don't put the tip of the tongue out the mouth, because otherwise it becomes الضاء. We have here الضاد, so the tongue is inside, ضاد. So you say مفردات إضافية, and you don't say إضافية, because then it becomes الضاد. فائدة رابعة, a fourth benefit, inshallah. What do we have here, my brothers in Islam? What do we have in front of us in the text? What do you see there? What do you think this topic's all about? Who knows? Definitely, when looking to it, you will say to yourself, these are numbers. By looking to the amount of the pens, starting with 1 pen, then 2 pens, up to 5. So you will say these are numbers. Now, these are numbers, my brothers in Islam. And what you see below the pens, but above the way you write them, the numbers, you see the symbols. The symbols, one is like similar to the Western one. Then we have number 2, and then we have number 3, and then we have 4, what is the opposite of the number 3 of the English, of the Western 3. And then we have number 5, what is, you can say, similar to a 0. The difference between number 2 and 3, as you can see, Number 2 has 2 sticks, and number 3 has 3 sticks. And you have to be careful with number 2, because number 6 is the opposite, if you know what I mean. This is number 6. You see, it's the opposite. So number 2 is like this, and number 6 is like this. Just think about when getting confused that the flag, it's like a flag, like a banner. The flag is on the right side because you start always with right. So number 2 is on the right side. And number 6, what comes later on, is on the left side. You see the banner, the flag is on the left side. Brothers in Islam, I want to share with you a benefit. You see these symbols, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the circle is 5. These symbols, these numbers, هذه أرقام هندية. These are Indian numbers. انتقلت في البداية إلى بلاد فارس. It moved in the beginning to the lands of Persia, these Indian numbers. ثم عرفها العرب. Then the Arabs, they came to know these numbers. عند فتحهم لبلاد فارس. When they conquered the countries or the lands of Persia. فسميت بالأرقام العربية. So after the Arabs came to Persia and they conquered it, and Persia became a Muslim country, became Muslim land, after that the Arabs, they took these numbers and they used them. فسميت. So they were being called الأرقام العربية. They were being called Arabic numbers. This is the history of the symbols that the Arabs are using today. They're Indian numbers, and the Indians, the Persians, they took it from the Indians, and then the Arabs, they took it from the Persians. And these numbers, to be more precise, they were called by the Arabs الأرقام العربية المشرقية. This is the full name of it. Al-Arqamu, the numbers, because Raqmun is one number, the plural is Arqamun. فسميت bi, they have been named the Eastern Arabic numbers, because Ash-Sharqu is the East. Okay? Sharqun is East, and Gharbun is West. So Sharqiyatun means Eastern. So the Eastern Arabic numbers, these are the Eastern Arabic numbers. This is the full name of it. ولا تزال هذه الأرقام تستخدم في بعض البلاد الإسلامية. And these numbers are still being used in some of the Islamic countries. So for example, in Pakistan, we use these numbers. In Saudi Arabia, these are the official numbers. Okay? Not the numbers we use in the US or in the UK or in the rest of Europe, and you can almost say the rest of the world almost. No. These numbers are used in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, in general, and some Arabic countries that have been occupied by France or by England, they have left these Eastern Arabic numbers and they've changed them for the normal, I don't say normal, they've changed them for these numbers, the one we find here, the Western numbers, the European numbers, okay? They've changed them to those numbers. So this is the history, my brothers in Islam, of these symbols. So they're Indian numbers, but they're being called by the Arabs الأرقام العربية المشرقية, the Eastern Arabic numbers. Okay, up to now, inshallah, everything is clear. أما الأرقام, as for the numbers, التي that تستخدم are used اليوم nowadays في الغرب in the west, يعني Canada, South America, US, Europe, okay, etc. These numbers that you see as well there on the top, the numbers there on the top, those numbers, my brothers in Islam, فهي الأرقام العربية المغربية. Aha. The numbers that are used today in the West and in Europe, they are the Western Arabic numbers. They are what? They are الأرقام العربية المغربية. They are the Western Arabic numbers. Al-Maghribu means the West. Al-Maghribu is the West. It means also Morocco, but it means the West. Okay? And when I say West, I mean with it Northwest Africa. Northwest Africa. Okay? They used to call it Biladul Maghribi. The countries of Al-Maghrib. The countries of the West. Biladul Maghrib used to be Mauritania, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. These were called Biladul Maghribi, the countries of the West. So these numbers that are being used in the West today in Europe, these numbers are being taken by the Europeans from Northwest Africa, from the Arabic countries. وكانت تستخدم في غرب إفريقيا. These numbers that are being used nowadays in the US and in the European Union and in Europe, these numbers, they've been taken, they were used in West Africa, meaning Northwest Africa, where the Muslims and the Arabs were. And that before Europe used them. So the Arabs, they had those numbers before Europe used them. وقصة نقل هذه الأرقام العربية المغربية, and the story of moving these Western Arabic numbers إلى أوروبا, to Europe. What is the story behind it? Yani we know that these numbers that are in the West now, they were used in Northwest Africa, where the Muslims and the Arabs used to be. Okay? And likewise, the Muslims, they conquered Spain and they used it as well in Al-Andalus, the nowadays Spain. So how did these numbers come to the West? The story of it here is that Baba Sylvester الثاني, that Baba means Pope, that the Pope Sylvester II Al-Faransi, from France, and he was born, ولد سنة, he was born in the year 940 AD. What is about 1,000 years ago. تتلمذ, he studied. You remember the word تلميذ, student. تتلمذ يتتلمذ, is the present tense verb. He studied تحت أساتذة أشبيلية وقرطبة في بلاد أندلس الإسلامية. He studied under the teachers, أساتذة are teachers. He studied under the teachers of Ashbiliyata, Sevilla, nowadays Sevilla, very known city in southern Spain. And he studied under the teachers of Cordoba. Cordoba to Cordoba, a very known city in Spain. Where are those two famous cities? in Bilad al-Andalus, in the lands of al-Andalus, the Islamic Andalus, nowadays Spain. ثم درس في جامعة القرويين. Then the Pope, Sylvester, then he studied in the University of Al-Qarawiyyin. And Al-Qarawiyyin is, as been said, the first university in the Islamic world. And this university, Jami'atul Qarawiyyin, is still existing up to this day. And this university is in Fes, a city in eastern Morocco. So he went to study there. في مدينة فاس, in the city of Fes, المغربية, the Moroccan city of Fes. وكان يتقن اللغة العربية وكان يتقن اللغة العربية, and he used to master the Arabic language. So the Pope used to master speaking with the Arabic language. فعند عودته, so when he returned من بلاد المسلمين, from the lands of the Muslims, إلى أوروبا, to Europe, نقل معه هذه الأرقام, he carried with him these numbers, the numbers that you find now in Europe and in the US. He took those numbers with him, and he was a respected man because he was the Pope of the church. So he took with him these numbers, وَشَجَّعَ النَّاسَ عَلَى الْعَمَلِ بِهَا, and he encouraged the people to act upon these numbers. فَقَبِلُوا, so they accepted, because he was the Pope. So they accepted. وَتَرَكُوا الْأَرْقَامَ الرُّومَانِيَّةَ, and they left the Roman numbers. So in Europe they used to have the Roman numbers. So they changed it for the numbers, for the Arabic numbers. So the numbers that the US and the Europe is using today, those are the Western Arabic numbers. They have took it from the Arabs that used to be in North Africa, Northwest Africa, and they implemented it in Europe, and they left the Roman numbers. كما تعلموا, likewise they learned من العرب, from the Arabs, the number صفر. صفر means zero. They learned from the Arabs that there is a number called صفر التي لم تكن موجودة في الأرقام الرومانية. The number zero, as those who are familiar with you, they know that the number zero doesn't exist in the Roman numbers. That was not present in the Roman numbers. Brothers in Islam, imagine today's Pope, the Pope today in Italy, in Roma. Just imagine today the Pope, he decides to take the plane and he wants to go and study in Jami'ati al-Qura, in the famous University of al-Qura in Mecca. He wants to go there to study the Arabic language and other sciences. Do you think that he wishes to do that? Well, let me give you another question. What will be ماذا سيكون ردة فعل الفاتيكان? What will be the reaction of the Vatican if their Pope decides to take the plane and goes to Mecca to study Arabic under the Muslims? What will be the ردة فعل, the reaction of the Nasara, of the Christians, في العالم, in the world? Breaking news. لا نتصور وقوع هذا الأمر. We cannot imagine the happening of this matter اليوم, today. Why? لضعف المسلمين في العالم, because of the weakness of the Muslims in the world. بخلاف الماضي, unlike the past. عندما كانت القوة للمسلمين, when the strength was for the Muslims. أيها الإخوة, oh my brothers, اعلم, know, أو اعلموا, it's plural, know أن أخذ الغرب, that the West, when they took these numbers, من المسلمين, from the Muslims, العرب, from the Arabic Muslims, that it's something لا يعترف به فقط المسلمون. It's not something that only the Muslims admit that they took our numbers. Rather, بل حتى الغرب يعترف بذلك. Even the West, they acknowledge that. The West, they acknowledge that. Brothers in Islam, وَمَنْ شَاءَ, whoever of you wants, فَلْيَنْظُرْ مثلا, let him just look to إلى برنامج Microsoft Words. Let him go to Microsoft Words, and this is available in almost every household, or in many households. Let him open Words. وَسَيَجِدُ ذَلِكَ وَاضِحًا, and he will find that clearly, inshallah. What will he find clearly? I show you a picture. And this is not a Photoshop picture, my brothers in Islam. I show you a picture. This is Microsoft Words, as you can see. These are the options. You have to go to Advanced. Go to Advanced. And go to Numeral. Okay, and now focus with me. When you go to Numeral in Microsoft Words, if you click Arabic numbers, you will get the numbers used in the US and in Europe today. If you click Hindi, yes, they know that as well. Even the non-Muslims know that if you click Hindi numbers, you will get the numbers that we're going to learn today. The numbers that you see in this page. Subhanallah. Like I said, this is no Photoshop. Seems to be stuck here. No, alhamdulillah. Don't know what's it. No. Anyway. So my brothers in Islam, starting with these numbers, you can see the word sifrun. Sifrun means zero. Okay? And how do you write sifrun? Sifrun is a dot. Sifrun is a dot. Zero in the Arabic language is a dot. So if I'm going to write 100, for example, 100, look, 1, 0, 0. This is 100. You can see? So the 0 is a dot. And then, inshallah, I want you to read after me. واحد, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. I repeat. واحد, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. Brothers in Islam, as you have heard, ithnani is a kind of a special rule or a special case, because ithnani has a kasra. You can see that at the end. And when saying ithnani, it should be بإخراج اللسان, with taking out the tongue مرة واحدة. You have to take out the tongue one time. Say ithnani. You can feel the tongue in the second letter. Ithnani. If you keep the tongue inside, it's isnani, and that is totally wrong and rejected. Ithnani. Tongue out. Not too much, little bit. You just can feel it. Ithnani. What is number 2? ويكون أحيانا, and this number 2 is sometimes اثنين. Sometimes it's اثنان, and sometimes it's what? اثنين, with a ya instead of an alif. And when is that? And this is something for advanced Arabic, in two situations. في حالة النصب والجر, in the situation of nasb and al-jar. And nasb is when it's an object, مفعول به. Okay? And al-jar is after the preposition حرف الجر أو بعد الإضافة. This is something you will learn all inshallah. Just imagine, اثنان is with alif noon. Okay? If somebody says, what's number 2? Say اثنان. Don't say اثنين. Okay? People will understand what you mean, but it's not the root form. It's not the original way of writing it. It's اثنان. So when do we say اثنين? What is also number 2? We say it, for example, after preposition. So اثنان is 2. ذهبت, I went to 2 of the Muslims. ذهبت إلى اثنين. Look, اثنان becomes اثنين because of إلى. إلى is a preposition, so it has an effect upon the word after it. I went to 2 of the Muslims. ذهبت إلى اثنين من المسلمين, of the Muslims. Anyway, so اثنان is the root form, and it means 2. فلا يقال اثنين ابتداء. You don't stay, it's not said, اثنين is not said by start, from the beginning. Okay? كما لا يقال, like it's not being said the word كتاب from the ابتداء, just from the beginning. You don't say book means كتاب or book means كتابا with 2 fatha. You always give the noun a dhamma, كتاب. That's the root form. Yes, sometimes it's kitabin after preposition. Sometimes it's kitaban when it's an object. Okay? But don't say it without a reason. Likewise, the dual form, the root in the dual form is alif nun and not ya nun. Sometimes it's ya nun. I hope this is clear, inshallah. وكلمة, and the word إثنان تكتب بهمزة الوصل. The word إثنان is written with the weak hamza, the hamza al-wasl. فيحذف النطق بها في حالة الوصل. So the hamza al-wasl, it's been deleted. تحذف, the pronouncing with it is deleted. When? In the حالة الوصل, when continuing, in the middle of the sentence. Okay, فتقول مثلا, you say for example, جاء خالد واثنان. You don't say وإثنان. No, it's weak hamza. You don't pronounce it now because in the middle of the